Good morning and welcome to Fast Horses Today for Sunday. Today is October 12th, and Santa Anita has a Pick 6 carryover over there today. And remember, they also have Monday racing for the Columbus Day holiday. So that's always a staple on the Santa Anita fall calendar that they've got racing on Columbus Day. So we'll definitely take a look at the holiday card and see if we can find some winners there. I do have some win bets I'm going to make on this Sunday card. I'm not going to play a pick six. Maybe the pick six will carry over to the holiday card, but we'll see. But I've got couple win bets here that I want to play and share with you. We're going to start out in the first race. First race is the feature of the day. It's the California Distaff Handicap. This is a 6.5 down the hill, state bred, California breds, and these are 3-year-olds and up. I know it's a small field of horses here going 6.5 down the hill for the 100K. I do like the one-horse Grand Slam Smile. Now the weathered handicappers, woolly veterans will go, oh, you're giving us a 6-5 morning line favorite. Well, you know what? If this horse goes off at 6-5, I think it's worth a win bet. Which the horse might go off that price. I know there's another horse in the program that's selected, the Peter Miller Bits Tiger Magic. She's 3-2 in the program. A lot of speed there. Has one down the hill. But I do like Grand Slam Smile. If you see 6-5, I think it's worth a bet. If it's under that, then you make the call on your own on what you'd like to do there. But Grand Slam Smile, she's just a very honest running racehorse. 14 starts, 8 wins, 5 seconds and a third, including 2 for 2 over the Santa Anita grass course, including 1 of 1 at the 6.5 furlong down the hill distance. So this girl has really just done it all, pretty much done everything they've asked of her. Billy Anton Georgi takes the call. He's had this horse now for the last 3 times. He's got 2 wins and a second on her. So, Anton Georgi doesn't get a whole lot of good horses anymore. So this would probably be his best horse, I'm guessing. So I'm sure, he takes really good care of her during a race and tries really hard to get to the wire. So as I mentioned, we'll make a win bet on Grand Slam Smile. If she's 6-5, I think that's a gift for a horse as good as she is. And, we'll move on from there. So let's go to the second race of the day. Second race is a mile on the grass. It's a California maiden special weight. And these are fillies, 3-year-olds and up. And I've got a horse that I've bet on a couple times. I think she's had some legit excuses. I think she might be kind of a tough horse to ride. That being the 6 horse, Pure Chaos. Mike Smith takes the call again for James Cassidy. These guys have paired up for a long time over the decades with winners. Now this horse is related to some really nice horses, in her family, being out of the mare Pure. And, she's by Sir Prance-A-Lot. So, James Cassidy doesn't train nearly as much as he did before. This is one of the few horses in the barn. This horse does show a lot of ability. It's just a matter of, can she get her head on right, and can Mike Smith put a good ride on her, and maybe she'll, show the, true class of what her family is, and maybe she'll, live up to that like some of her siblings have. She's 5-1 in the program. I'm pretty sure we'll probably get somewhere around there because I know there's a horse in this race, the 7 horse who is Ride Gold, who's 9-5 in the program. I like to bet against Ride Gold anytime I get a chance. This horse just doesn't seem to get it done. So, now that I'm saying that, it'll probably be graduation day. But anyway, I like to bet against Ride Gold, which I have done successfully several times. So we're going to go with the 6 horse Pure Chaos. I'm going to guess Mike Smith will go to the lead with her, based on her previous runs. But, she, as I mentioned, she's a tough horse to ride. So hopefully they figured some things out with her and Smith can put a good ride on. I think she'll show ability. So in the second race, we'll go with the 6 horse Pure Chaos. And as a matter of fact, if you'd like to play a daily double first and second race with Grand Slam Smile and Pure Chaos, I will do that because, maybe that'll be a good payoff there. So we'll try a daily double in the first race with the 1 Grand Slam Smile, second race, the 6 horse Pure Chaos. Now we're going to skip over, pretty much the rest of the card and go to the last race of the day. Last race being the 10th race at Santa Anita. It has approximate post time about 5:34 Pacific, so that's 7:34 here in the Central Time Zone. This is a maiden special weight, 6 furlongs on the grass. This is the flat grass course. These are 2-year-old boys. Some nice horses here, some nice well-bred horses, some big purchase prices here, getting on the turf, all of them getting on the turf for the first time. And, there's a Euro horse that has been on the turf in his initial run over there in Ireland. And also a Saratoga Shipper has been on the turf as well. But all the other locally based horses have not seen the turf yet. I've got a win bet I'm going to make here, that being on the 5 horse, Chapter 1. from Michael McCarthy, Umberto Rispoli. These guys riding for the Magnier Tabor Smith outfit. Those are some of the most serious horse owners in the world. They've got some of the best horses, spend the most, pretty much the most money on auctions. And this horse is certainly an example of that, being a $500,000 purchase. This horse being by Yaupan out of a Menifee mare. I looked up the mare. She had a couple offspring that have won, so there are some winners there. This is a New York bred. A New York bred for $500,000. You wonder what this horse is doing in California. It's a good question. Maybe this horse will end up making his way over to New York at some point. But the Yaupans have been pretty precocious. This being the first year the Yaupans offspring have run, but I can't really recall what they've done on the turf. I'm not sure they've had a whole lot of chances, but. This horse had one start over at Del Mar. There was some steam on the horse. The horse was 3-1 that day. The horse got knocked around pretty good right out of the gate. And, when you got a 2-year-old first timer, you just don't know how they're going to really react to something like that. This guy got hit on both sides. And, it seemed like after a few strides gave his own bump to one of those too. So certainly doesn't work out well to win a horse race. But, the horse ran a decent race for the first half and just kind of fizzled out. I think, Rispoli put the cue in the rack and figured it would be another day for this horse. So I'm going to throw out that race. I'm just going to look at the ability this horse showed after the bounced around start. He showed some good speed and some good run. And I think that this second race here will be a much better effort. Michael McCarthy certainly does better with second-time starters than he does with first-time starters. And, we know that these guys have paired up for some nice wins. So, Chapter 1, 5-1, I think we're going to get every bit of that. People will see a fade finish here from him and get off him. But I think that the move to the turf, should be fine. I don't know if this was planned or if it's just kind of one of those things where they want to get a race from him, and this is in the book. So, I think either way, the horse will be fine, and Chapter 1 should put up a good effort. We're going to put a win bet in the 10th race on the 5-horse Chapter 1. All right, now let's recap the day and recap the bets. Okay, so for Sunday, October 10th, we've got a couple bets here for Santa Anita in their Sunday Pick 6 carryover card. We're going to start out in the first race, make a win bet on the 1-horse Grand Slam Smile. Second race, going to go with the 6-horse Pure Chaos. Move over to the 10th race, the 5-horse Chapter 1. And then also, we'll make a daily double play in that first race, Grand Slam Smile over Pure Chaos. So those are the bets I'm going to make today. If you want to bet those, I wish you the best of luck. If you want to add those to your multi-race wagers, you can always do that. Those fall within, the first pick 5 and the late pick 5. Whatever you decide to do, I wish you the best of luck. Let's wish the folks over at Santa Anita a very safe day of racing. Let's wish ourselves some good luck and some good trips. Maybe we'll get some good results on this Sunday card. So as always, I thank you so much for watching Fast Horses today and listening to the picks. Thanks to everybody who subscribed. I really appreciate you. We're getting that bigger audience and, just hoping to grow it from there and give you the best information I can. You can always like, dislike, make comments. I always respond to everything, and let's make a discussion. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Let's have a great Sunday at the Great Race Place. Remember, there's holiday racing for Columbus Day tomorrow. So we will be back tomorrow with more coverage from Santa Anita for Columbus Day on their holiday card. Thank you.